Hello class, my final research poster is done on Alexander's The Undefeated. I chose this book because it was the only book that was relatable to minorities, the oppressed, and it wasn't assigned to just one gender. My research questions are: how do realistic illustrations function in The Undefeated by Kwame Alexander? And what is the meaning behind making specific words more noticeable than others? Throughout the book, the drawings that are found in The Undefeated are very powerful. There were drawings of idols that overcame obstacles, who were victims of oppressions, and they had to undergo all these injustices to get to where they are at now. Seeing them in a book and drawings of them makes the read relatable because these are real people that have actually gone through these things instead of a made up fictional character. The passages mention some of the greatest people to play the sports with lots of respect and admiration given to them. In the drawings, it is clear who is who because they are idols to the sports that they have played, and they have really left their imprint on the sports since they played it. The hands that are made into the two fists is the representation of Muhammad Ali. His hands are getting ready to box. Muhammad Ali is one of the greatest boxers to ever step foot on the ring. He is an icon to the sport, and he has brought much attention to it and made boxing what it is today. The hand that is reaching out is clearly LeBron James. You can tell from the yellow jersey that he is wearing, which is for the LA Lakers. Michael Jordan is also one of the greatest. He has gone in the Hall of Fame. He is one of the type of players that everyone knows who he is without ever even having to watch a basketball game. The swimmer in the image is Reese Whitley, an American swimmer who specialized in the breaststroke. LeBron James is the guy holding the ball in his hands. He, along with Michael Jordan, is one of the greatest players. Alexander notes on this spread: the William Rudolphs, the Muhammad Alis, the Althea Gibsons, the Jesse Owensons, the Jordans and the LeBrons, the Serenas and the Sheryls, the Reese Whitleys and the Undiscovered. I like how it also mentions the Undiscovered because there's so much potential out there and it just motivates people to keep on going. This drawing also does an amazing job portraying the emotions that are being felt simply by looking into the eyes of these children and reading their facial expressions. In the background, you can notice that there are tons of white cranes just flying around behind the children. White cranes are often used to symbolize positive changes that have or will occur, which usually will bring upon harmony, beauty, and grace. In the drawing, it looks like this is a new generation that is backed up by the drawing of children, which children are often said to be the future. Um, they will make changes happen in society. Alexander's notes in this spread: this is for the undefeated. This is for you, and you, and you. This is for us. The words are written in bold so that they can be more noticeable to the reader. This allows the reader to emphasize and focus on those words to help them get their points across, and and how this relates to the reader. The author wants the readers to know that we are the undefeated, that we all have survived and overcame many difficult obstacles to allow us to be where we are at now. The undefeated is all of us, and this is for us. The poem is for all of us because we are minorities that have gone through injustices, poverty, war, and the biggest fights, which is civil rights. I chose this quote: the growing number of legacies might suggest that black authors and artists find the children's book market are more welcoming place than it once was. Though this is true to a certain extent, many black children's authors and illustrators, particularly those who have not been published previously, still do encounter many obstacles in their attempts to publish their works. Um, what I got from this quote is how Martin is explaining how before it was hard to find any literature for children with African American idols. It was very well close to impossible to find a book that back then, but now although it is not like as common as it should be, the possibilities are still bigger than what they are before. And for my other quote, I chose: children are certainly both aware of the concept of their rights and adept at interpreting literature aimed at empowering them. Nevertheless, faced with real life instances of violation of human rights in local and global contexts, they may not necessarily be amenable to adult visions of social justices. Um, For this quote, he talks about children being empowered by literature and they can use this empowerment to face real life challenges when in face of human rights violations. Just like in the images that were shown in the book, the the people were facing adversity, injustice, oppression, and they just remained the undefeated, and that's why I really enjoyed this book.